Today we're going to tie an ISO nymph. Big fish love them. They're really hard to imitate. I'm using ostrich for the tail. I'm going to lock that in. And with the remainder of the ostrich, I'm going to palmer that forward. And these are going to represent like the gills that you'll see on the ISOs. I'm going to tie in some small amber wire. You can substitute this with black. Black works really nice as well. You can also put a strip of white wire going down the back, like kind of hanging off the back of the fly right now. And when you go ahead and palmer that amber or black wire up, you would do that over the white copper wire, and that would be that white strip down the back of an ISO. I haven't done that here. I don't find that that's too big of a difference to the fish, but it's a nice touch if you have the time and feel like doing it. So we're going to lock off our ostrich at the bead here. Then we can go ahead and wrap our wire forward and just kind of move the wire back and forth to go in between the ostrich fibers. When you're fishing ISOs, don't be afraid to go a little heavy on your tippet, especially if you're imparting action on an ISO. We use a lot of flies, short shank hooks and marabou to try and show action in the fly, and they'll slam them pretty good. So ISOs hatch on the Farmington anywhere from end of May all the way through September. The bigger ones hatch first, which on our site we have an ISO nymph that's like a size 8 and was just absolutely killer for large fish this past season. You'll find that the coloration in the early ISOs versus late ISOs can be different. And sometimes there's different triggers with these ISOs. So right here we're tying like a brown-ish colored ISO. What I'm doing here is I'm just clipping the top and the bottom of the fly so that ostrich just sticks out on the side, kind of like the gills. And you're going to get movement, and this fly is going to breathe because of the material. One of the reasons that makes it a good ISO representation. If you're done trimming that, we're going to go in and tie in a blend of brown dubbing here. In ISOs, there's browns, purples, olive, so all different shades in an ISO nymph. It's pretty crazy. So you can definitely experiment with your own blend of dubbings. Again, I'll fish a different color blend for the early seasons versus the late season ISOs. ISOs also migrate to the banks. So, it's incredibly important when you're fishing ISO nymphs to be fishing in the right water types. You're going to do better in the quicker stuff because the fish don't really get a great look at it. And again, these are swimmers. So in the slower stuff, I would imagine that, they're swimming around a lot more than in heavy currents where they do kind of get caught up in the current and they can't do much in the way of, swimming around. They're probably riding the currents there more so than in slower water. So here I've just applied some black UV resin. That's by Solar Reds. We use this on a couple other flies. Once you're done applying this, you can just go ahead and torch it. Let that cure. And you're ready to rock. So again, guys, experiment with this one. It's not the easiest nymph to represent, but they do take really large fish. Good luck.